It's just like a loss of a try. I mean, like, hasn't the bloom ever gone off the rose for you in a relationship? Haven't you ever just like, hasn't the spark ever gone out of a relationship? I mean, it's not even that, you know, I hate using the term bloom off the rose and losing the spark, because it makes it sound like, that sounds depressing, and it sounds too much like an ending, and really I think our relationship just evolved into something even deeper. But whatever. How can I explain this shit to you guys? I mean, you can't understand a relationship that you're not in. None of us can. That's why I try to withhold judgments on other people's. Nobody knows what's between a man and a woman except for them. You can have your little 2 cents, but you better accept that that's all it is. I used to be into a one-woman mindset, and I could eventually sense how lame it came off. You know, there's nothing wrong with, like, wanting to share, nothing wrong with loving somebody. But it's unrealistic to expect that your relationship is going to be, like, chaste and pure, and that you're never gonna cheat, or that she's never gonna cheat. People fucking cheat. And it doesn't mean that you don't love the person you're with. It just means that even if duck l'orange is your favorite fucking food, you're not gonna eat nothing but duck l'orange every day for the rest of your life. You know, there's a whole lot of fish out there in the sea. You know. What was that speech from the 40-year-old version? Life, it's not about double-decker pussies and shit-stained balls. It's about connection. It's about people. It's not. Well, I can't remember. Me getting cheated on would feel really bad because I would be jealous of her ability to get other people to have sex with her. Math, you're making me cry, man. You have a lot to offer, you're just too scared to put yourself out there. And I know that's what it is, too, because you didn't approach Albini, and like, I felt the same way then that I feel now. Like, when you told me that you wanted to work with Albini, I was like, well, fucking send an email to Albini, because he'd probably be all about it. I mean, you're putting up these barriers for your success in your own mind that aren't rational. You don't believe in yourself for reasons that I can't fucking understand. And you should stop being like that. Stop. Stop having social anxiety. But don't take any of those weird medications. What do we got here? Hold on. Pardon me. Past the gray poo pond, bitch. What I actually did is, we had a conversation first, but I didn't like, well, I actually did tell her I thought she was attractive, so I guess I wasn't totally puss. But how I sealed the deal is, I took a piece of paper and I wrote, "I think you're, like, incredibly beautiful, call me." And I went up to her and I was like, "Hey, you dropped this. I think some dork wrote his phone number on it." It froze? For real? For real? For real? For real it froze? For real? For real it froze? So what did you get? Is it still freezing? Still? I like color. I think it looks cooler in black and white. Makes me feel like I'm like Sam Spade or something. How do I deal with social anxiety without pot? Pot makes social anxiety worse, dude. It makes you paranoid. Last thing we got was how I wrote down. I said, "Oh wait, what happened?" I think some good. No. I said. I think you. I said here. I think you dropped this. With me, and then I walked away because she was beautiful and I was a pussy. But not that much of a pussy, because if I was, like, you know, I wouldn't have even given her my number at all. So, yeah, what I do is I ask a girl I think is hot if I can use her phone to call a friend to pick me up. I call my house cell and then I have her number. Yeah, but, like, if you do that, then what do you do when it's time to actually call her? Like, how do you justify? I don't know. That's kind of that's like taking her choice out of the equation, man. That's like forcing yourself on somebody. You gotta. I don't know, man. That's kind of weird. But anyway, Math, you know, I can't remember, like, honestly, I can't remember if I've ever seen you or not. I probably have, but I don't remember what you look like. But, you know, just statistically speaking, like, odds on, you're a better looking guy than me. So, like, just stop being a pussy. Basically, that's all I can really say. It has to. You know, buck up. Seriously. Grow some nuts. I mean, like, if you know that you're good looking, then you don't have an excuse not to be confident. Steroids probably do make you more confident because they increase your testosterone, and testosterone makes you more sociable. Testosterone makes you want to interact with people more, which I've always found really weird. Like, the same hormone that makes you want to fucking kill also makes you want to chat people up. It's like nature's cocaine. Vicky, let's get down to brass tacks here. Do you or do you not consider yourself black? I do not consider myself black. I'm not insane. Well, not completely insane anyway. But I'm not black. I'm white. I'm Irish, bro. Well, I don't believe in souls, but I do have a lot of the, like, cultural influence of a black guy because I hang out with a lot of black people, and I'm poor, and I've always lived where black people live, and I went to school with black people, and I'm kind of more comfortable around them than white people sometimes too, because I notice they tend to be like less judgmental and uptight. Has a black man ever yelled out to you, "Hey, white boy"? No. Not once in 32 years. Do you sometimes wish that you were physically black? No. Unless I get to be one of those black dudes with like a 14-inch cock or something. It depends on like what scenario we're talking. I mean, do I just have to be any old black guy, or can I be like Denzel? Yeah, Lexington Steele, fucking Mandingo. Do I get to be Mandingo? What if your skin pigmentation were to increase exponentially overnight? I still wouldn't be black. I would just be a white guy with lots of melanin in his skin. And I'd be a black guy with red hair, which would look really weird. Why are you guys asking all this shit? If I were black, I'd be Joan Nigga Bones Jones. Hey, why are people so incredibly offended by racial slurs? Because we've been programmed to be. Because the media has programmed us to be sensitive little assholes who find excuses to hate each other, to keep us divided. Because if we ever joined forces, the status quo would be in big fucking trouble. And that is the answer to your question. Have you ever gone on vacation outside the USA? No, I wish I had. I'd love to travel, but I'm poor. And I'm afraid if I leave, they won't let me back in. Because I know I've got to be on some kind of fucking watch list by now. I tried like hell to... I mean, you know... It's not just I deliberately use flag words. Like, I'll be like, hey, what's going, man? How did you, how'd your job interview go, Plutonium? Hell yeah, that's cool. Awesome, Jihad. Yeah, me, I just got back from the gym, bomb. You know, like, I'm trying so fucking hard to get on their radar, and I don't know if it... Because look, here's the reason why, okay? Thousands of innocent Americans are on terrorist watch lists right now. And if you ask me, that is like the VIP list to the coolest fucking exclusive club in this country. Like, if I'm not on that fucking list, I fail. I would be ashamed not to be somebody that the United States government is nervous about. So, I'll put it that way. I'm probably on some sort of list from back when I dealt drugs. You mean back when you dealt drugs, dumbass? The Waterboard Club. Didn't you work for the government at some point, Case? Yes, I did. I worked for the TSA when it was first formed in 2001. I was one of their very first employees. And you can't make shit like... Bro, I used to be a fucking Bush supporter, man. I have come a long way. I have come a long fucking way, man. You would not have recognized me back then. Man, I even supported the fucking invasion of Iraq. When all that shit went down. I swallowed the Kool-Aid, man. All of it. I believe Saddam had drone planes with bombs strapped to him, and he had, like, anthrax, and all that bullshit. I swallowed it all. Yes, I worked for the TSA. If I still had my fucking uniform jacket, I'd show it to you. It was new when I worked for it in 2001. No, they did not start in 2010. No way, bro. Did you actually search people? Of course. It was my job. And it did not take me long to figure out that what I was doing was wrong. Because, no, the male agents don't frisk the female passengers, or at least they're not supposed to. Yeah, I found a joint in some guy's wallet one time, and I just, like, winked at him and sent him through. And I hope he made it. I mean, he might have gotten caught. It didn't take me long to figure out that if anybody really because what they had me doing the most was running the X-ray machine. Because I got they had a test they made everybody take. It was like a computerized test where there's lots of generated images of like luggage, and they'll hide a gun at like a random point in it, and you have to find it. And I got a really high score out of my class. So they always had me running the X-ray machines. And it didn't take me long to like analyze what we were doing and figure out that if anybody really wanted to fucking get something through, they could do it. And I actually brought that up at a meeting, and like the section chief just basically told me to shut up. And you know, the logical conclusion that came to me after that is like, well, if we're not really here to stop weapons from getting through the checkpoint, then what are we really here to do? And the only possible explanation, you know, I wasn't cynical enough to think like, oh, well, we're here to, you know, we're here to like deprive people of their fucking rights and shit. I just figured, okay, we're providing a false sense of security. That's what this is. It's about making everyone feel good. And, you know, later on, of course, I came to a different conclusion. That what it's really about is like putting you in your place. You know, getting you used to having a hand down your pants. It's about conditioning you to be a slave, pretty much. I would not want to have dry anal sex. I think that would hurt me as much as it would hurt the chick. Or God. Hey, Case, have you ever heard of the U.S. militiamen and how they are the defenders of the Constitution and are willing to fight against the NWO tyrannic imperialistic totalitarian movement, and are you with them? Well, there are many different citizen militias. What do you think of Mega Upload being shut down by the government? Well, I want to state unequivocally for the record that it's bullshit and I'm against what they're doing 100%. And yet, on the other hand, the part of me that had to sit through all those times when they said you've reached your 72-minute limit for the day, please join to get a premium membership and continue watching unlimited streaming, is smiling inside. It's like it couldn't have happened to a nicer bunch of pricks. You know, how are you going to steal somebody else's shit and sell it? You know what I'm saying? How are you going to steal somebody else's fucking material and then you are charging people for membership? That's just somebody else capitalism, you know what I mean? Like, I mean, if this had, I mean, it's not that I'm not upset about it. I am. I don't like that they got shut down. But if it had happened to the Pirate Bay, I would have been more pissed. Because they're a lot cooler than gay-ass fucking Mega Upload. Nebster 173, life isn't clean, and sex isn't clean. If you're afraid of bodily excretions, then, you better just get yourself a Howard Hughes mask and hide in an attic somewhere. You're gonna get dirty. What do I do for a living? I act in TV and movies, and I do like construction work. Residential renovation, to be specific. It was called Big Easy Brides. Which makes me think of like a fat, slutty bride. And that's funny. Hey, Case, I have a link. What show? The reality thing? Oh, well, by all means. Would you join a reality program? Yeah, I would. But that's not because I think reality TV is like a worthwhile endeavor. It's because, you know, I live in a capitalist system and I have to support myself or I'll starve to death and die. And there's worse things that you can do for your money. Go back in time to when I was 20-something and I'd be interested in that shit. I can't grow down, man. I can only grow up. Man, why did you point a gun at the Amazing Atheist and threaten him? Because he was being an asshole. And I thought it was funny. What was he doing? Well, I was like piss drunk, and I was like talking about something to do with guns, and I can't remember exactly what I was talking about, but TJ just like got really like impertinent all of a sudden. Like he just had this little oh no you didn't attitude, like oh you little gun don't scare me, fake Sagan. And I was like, and I paused the beat and like just looked around, and then I just put it up to his head and I was like, well, how about now? And then he paused the beat and he just looked at me and he was like, yeah. And that's how it went down. No, I might have shot him if I was like just a little tiny bit drunker. Why the fuck did that even happen? It's called Everclear. He probably has PTSD now. Man, if that was enough to give him PTSD, he's a pussy. If I had a nickel for every time I had a gun pointed at me, I would have several nickels. And most of those instances were when I was a kid too. So, whatevs. TJ said he wasn't anti-gun a few hours ago on BlogTv. Yeah, he's not anti-gun. Sometimes I do, Nebster, and sometimes I don't. And, you never know which one of those times it's going to be. So the question you have to ask yourself is, man, that's some gay shit. I thought there was a real beef or genuine disagreement. Well, see, here's the thing, Untouchable. He just brought that story up as an excuse to make me look bad, which, I mean, of course it does. But, you know, we were still friends for like a year following that incident. It wasn't until I said that Marilyn Manson sucks that he decided not to be my friend anymore. So, you know, the gun thing did happen, but, like, that's not why he decided to stop being my friend. It's because... and by the way, if you're wondering if that means that in TJ's mind, having a gun pointed at your head, Marilyn Manson sucks, the answer is yes. So mull that one over for a while. Sagan, you would have been the most badass guy in prison. Dude, I think I'd be like the prison bitch. I'm too pretty, man. I don't know, I don't want to go. I mean, I had a good time in jail. But, prison is a whole nother story. Fleece Johnson would be your friend. Yeah, I've been to jail. How was jail? Jail was very, very boring. And it gave me my first taste of what it really feels like to be treated like property and to be a slave. And I think that before anybody opens their mouth with an opinion about the justice system, before anybody says that we need to be tougher on crime, or have more jails, or have more cops, or have this or that or the other fucking thing, you should spend at least one fucking day in jail. And if you don't, you're a pussy, and if you don't, you're a hypocrite. Because it'll turn your happy ass right around on that subject. But the one cool thing about jail was that there wasn't, like, at least for me, I loved the feeling of solidarity in there. I mean, like, every single person you meet in jail is your best friend. Like, every single person is like, man, I fucking hate cops, don't you? Yeah, man, I fucking hate cops, too. Yeah, man, fuck this city, man. Fuck this jail. Shit's so boring. Yeah, man. Like, everybody you meet is like your instant new pal. And I kind of like that. But the only thing is, there's nothing to do with your friends except, like, play shuffleboard on the floor with bars of soap, or, like, play hangman with a pencil and a piece of it. I mean, it's boring as fuck. That's the thing you gotta know. And it's not really good times. It's a website that involves what? What are you talking about? What did I miss here? I've spent a day in jail, and I still say we need... I spent several days in jail. I spent almost a week in jail. And man, it sucks. Jail is not fun. I'd prefer not to go back. For what? I could tell you that, but I think it would be more fun if you had to just guess. I don't think there's any answer I could give that would live up to the mystery of just not knowing why I spent some time in jail. No, because if I got caught for grave robbing, I wouldn't have gone to jail. I would have gone to prison. That carries a pretty severe penalty. So yeah. Not productive. Man, I'm gonna beg you guys, okay? Please don't fucking support Not Productive. And not because I have a grudge against TJ, okay? It's actually quite the opposite. I'm actually trying to save his soul. Because if you give him your money, then you're enabling him to continue on the path of being a con artist that thinks of everybody as a sucker instead of a real person that he has to respect and care about. And you're going to end up turning him into a bitter, lonely, selfish prick for the rest of his life. Stop enabling him. Don't give him your money. He's never going to make the site. He's going to spend it on food. He's going to spend it on video games. Don't give him your money. You're not being a friend to TJ if you give him your money. It's like giving a fucking heroin addict your money. It'll be funny when the support dries up and he'll have to get his first real job. It's not about that, Math. I mean, look. I don't like the fact hates and instantly respect him for that. Oh, man, everybody loves a hard-working man. Like, fuck that, you know? We should all aspire to not have to work anymore. So I'm not saying TJ needs to get a real job. What I am saying is this. Whatever he does do to support himself, he should stop exploiting people and using people and thinking of them as suckers. That's all I'm saying. I'm not saying he needs to fucking get a real working stiff job and push a mop around or some shit. I'm saying he needs to stop being a con artist that treats everyone like dumbasses. You know, I remember getting pissed when I was at TJ's house and he and Scotty were replying to emails that they got from their customers for that documentary DVD of the documentary that Cody Weber made. You guys know what I'm talking about? You know the documentary? fuck? Okay, so some fat men have tits, but none have beautiful, hormone-induced, lovely tits like a she-male. That's true. If getting like getting what you want in life, then you fail. How's the AK? The AK is still an AK. It's fine. It's doing okay. I wish I could take it out and shoot it though. I mean, it has been a while. I miss being able to do that in North Carolina. But what are you going to do? Why did you call Cody Weber talented in one of your videos? He is talented. He's not the most talented guy in the world, but he's talented. And if you need it, TJ's videos started to suck after Cody stopped helping him. From what I hear anyway. It's not like it died of old age or anything. Did they? Oh, you bunch of haters. Don't hate, participate. Don't hate, masturbate. TJ was actually talking about the fact that a lot of his books sold, but none of Cody's did. Well, it's not true that none of Cody's books sold. And the reason I know that is that I have 2 apartment, proving that at least 2 sold. Are they any good? I like Imperfect. The other one isn't really that good. And Imperfect is kind of good in spite of itself, you know. It doesn't succeed to be what I think it tried to be, but it is still good. Yeah, sex with a black girl for the very first time. Oh, I'm jealous. I've never had sex with a black chick. And it's this weird curse because like every time I get an opportunity, something fucks it up. Like one time there was this black chick who thought I was cute, but I was already dating somebody at the time, and it was like a monogamous relationship. And then another time, basically the same thing happened twice. It just never seems to happen. I don't know why. Before I die. I don't want to be missing any flavors. I can never date anybody of a different race. I'm dating somebody of a different race right now, man. Gorgeous. She is so fucking beautiful. And cool. And smart. Doesn't Cody Weber have like 4 kids out of wedlock who he never gives child support to? No. He has 1 kid. And I don't know anything about his financial situation. But I know that it was traumatic for him when he had his kid taken away. So, there you go. You don't hear about many people being attracted to only one race, and that race isn't their only race. Like a white guy. Sadly, I mean, there's a lot of people that only fuck within their own race, or are only attracted about that. Not everybody really values diversity, especially the people who tell you to value diversity. No, I mean fuck within only a race that fuck within only a race that isn't their own. That must be too high. Saying, is it true you moved to Louisiana to be around TJ? Well, that was one of the reasons I moved here. The other one was, well, there were several, actually. I mean, for one, I checked the Bureau of Labor Statistics rankings of unemployment for the country, and the job market was much better in Louisiana than anywhere else, probably due to all the post-Katrina construction. Actually, from best to worst, we're ranked number 6 here, or it was, anyway. There were a lot of reasons I moved. I wanted to go further south, for one thing, because I like North Carolina so much. I wanted to see, well, what's the deep south like? And I do like it. Yeah. I really like this city a lot, actually. I like the culture. For the most part. Are me and Paul's ego? Yeah. It's all good. He's in here right now. I mean, there he is. Yeah, that should answer that question. But I think if I change that guy, it'll be for the better, because he's a snotty little dipshit who just loves nosing around and bitching. It's the way to be. That was kind of an interesting trade-off. No more straight dope, but then fake is back. You traded up, you know it. Straight dope's not such a bad guy. He's just, you know, he's a troll. I don't think he has much of a stake in any of this. I think he's got a lot of time on his hands. Or maybe not anymore. If he's not, you know, if someone's videos dry up, that's pretty much an obvious indication that they got a life. When the video content drops, that means somebody's probably doing something more valuable with their time. We can hope anyway. Who's Caruth's? The street? No, never. TJ said because he got recognized on the street, it got him laid. I find that hard to believe. Yeah, that makes two of us. I don't find it impossible to believe, but I take it with a grain of salt. Then again, you never know. I mean, them internets and likes the cut of your jib. Perhaps they toss a piece of poontang your way. It could happen. Stranger things have happened. What do I think of Professor Anton? Never heard of him. Not only have I heard of the banana video scandal, but loathest I am to admit it, I saw about 0.5 seconds of the banana video before I cringed and looked away in horror. And I don't have anything to say about that, except now I want a banana. Where's the second one going? In my stomach. You know, diverging off of the TJ subject and just like getting onto the more general issue of bananas in penetration. Want to use something for that purpose that can break off so easily and become, you know, irretrievable. Yeah. That doesn't make a lot of sense to me, but I'm not a banana fetishist, so I don't know. I have just resolved that death is beautiful and that there is no reason to be afraid of death. Good. You're right. Have you ever heard that ancient Egyptian poem, Death is Before Me Today, in the Fed? Death is before me today like the recovery of a sick man, like going forth into a garden after sickness. Death is before me today like the odor of myrrh, like sitting under a sail in a good wind. Death is before me today like the course of a strand from the war galley to his house. Death is before me today like the home that a man longs to see after years spent as a captive. That dates to 2000 BC. It's much longer, actually. That's just a portion of it, but I'm eating. On you. I think I'm an individual, but in fact I'm no more individual than the cells in my body. So I'm kind of in the funny position of being an individualist who doesn't believe in individuality and an anarchist who doesn't believe in free will. But life is full of cute little contradictions like that. But you won't exist any less than you do now, Dada. In, oh God, what the fuck movie was it? The Watchmen, where, Dr., what the fuck was his name? The guy with the blue cock. You guys know what I'm talking about. Like shocks a studio audience by stating that there's effectively no difference between a live body and a dead one since they contain the same number of elementary particles, and really that's true. You know, the distinction between life, between the organic and the inorganic, between what we consider to be alive and what we consider to be inanimate, is probably more arbitrary than you think. Of that, you know, Ray Kurzweil's school, then you believe that machines are alive and evolving in some sense. I don't see why we shouldn't look at the world that way when you consider that we are machines, essentially. Yeah, but biological is just a word, Logan. I mean, maybe we have a biocentric view of the cosmos. Anyway, whether death is like the most horrible thing to have happen to you or not is a matter of opinion, but I still don't think it makes sense to live your life afraid of it. I don't think embracing it is retardo. Reasons is pretty fucking cool. And I'm grateful to people who have embraced it in ways that have benefited my life. There is such a thing as noble self-sacrifice. It's still, what the fuck, for real? Is it frozen for everybody or just Nebster? Really fuck. Maybe if I want my bandwidth to be good, I have to pretend to be a Jew. You guys think? You guys think pretending to be a Jew will help? Okay, hold on.
Oh God.
Okay. Alright, Shabbat Shalom, motherfuckers. I'm not talking about anything until I believe you guys can really hear me. I'm tired of wasting my fucking breath. 2 + 2 equals... Cool. Okay, you guys can hear me. Alright. It must be the Jew. It must be the Jew scarf. Once I put on the Jew scarf, everything got better. It really is. Okay. Shabbat Shalom, BlogTv. I thought it was... No, it's a Jew scarf, man. It's God's chosen scarf. Check it out. Okay, so right, I was at TJ's house one time, and he and Scotty were answering all these pissed off fan letters from people who had bought Amazing. And the problem that they had with it was that when you put the DVD in a DVD player, it would not play. The only way to watch the documentary was to put the DVD in a DVD-ROM in their computer and then open the file. So it would not autoplay. You had to put it in the DVD-ROM and open the fucking file that actually play it with your thing. Wait, what is this? Has anyone put that doc on torrent yet? Oh, shut up. So, you know, what his response and what fucking Scotty's response was when they were answering all these emails was, hey, it's not our problem. We contracted this company to press these DVDs for us, and if they fucked it up, that's on them. And I was just sitting there like, these are your fans. They bought your documentary about your boring ass, and it won't play in their DVD players, and you're telling them to go fuck themselves? It's not your problem? Really? And me and TJ were still friends at the time, but I was just like, man, that's fucking reprehensible. Like, you're a charlatan. You're a con artist. He doesn't give a fuck. He said, probably should have just made it downloadable. Yeah, probably. I guess there wouldn't have been as much profit, though, since it's easier to pirate downloadable stuff. Alright, I'm going to take off this Jew scarf now, because my bandwidth is okay. You think I'll freeze once I take off the Jew scarf? The magic Jew scarf. Look, there's the 10 Commandments. Check it out. It's my Jew scarf. Oh, I remember that book. Why do I have a Jew scarf? Because I'm a Jew. Duh. Look at this nose, dude. What are you, dumb? Only official members of the tribe get these, man. They hand it out to you on your bar mitzvah. Your penis is cut? Oh, yeah. Yeah, I'm circumcised. Did you know that when you get circumcised, you lose a full inch off your penis? So, like, if I was uncircumcised, I would have a 9-inch dick. I would be as big as Ron Jeremy. It's true, man. Yes, it is. Look it up. I'm mad at my parents. Yeah, I went through that. Yeah, and not only that, let me piss you off a little bit more before I make you feel better. Not only that, but you lose, like when you get circumcised, like the glans penis, the head of your fucking dick, is protected by the foreskin, and it's like raw tissue, like the inside of your cheek, kind of. But when you circumcise, and it's like rubbing around in your pants and everything, it keratinizes, and it becomes like calloused. And you lose over 50% of the sensation in your dick. So it's like, you'll never feel as much as a uncircumcised guy. But before you go kick your mom in the cunt, you should know that they're like, it makes it less likely that you'll get cancer of the dick. It makes it less likely that you'll contract an STD. And try to remember, like, sex really is in your brain, not your fucking skin. I mean, like, without your libido, you would not have any erogenous zones. So, don't get too obsessed with hardware. It's all about the software. It's basically the deal. Hey, what's up, K-Gun? I feel sorry for uncircumcised dudes. And fucking girls getting grossed out by your anteater and like... I mean, I'm not saying there's anything wrong with being a natural, uncircumcised man. And And I know that shit comes from religious superstition. That is the origin of it. However, in this culture, there's going to be a general perception that that's like unclean and shit, and a lot of girls aren't going to want to fuck with your anteater. So you're limiting like how much pussy you're going to be able to get right out of the fucking gate if you don't cut that shit. Some girls don't get grossed out by uncut dicks, but a lot of girls, and a lot of American girls especially, fucking do. Oh man, are we really gonna have like a circumcision debate? I gotta put my Jew scarf back on since we're talking about this shit. I gotta be the moil. Do you like any AR platforms? Here's the thing with the AK-47 versus AR-15 debate, which never fucking ends. They're both great rifles for different reasons. But there's several reasons why I choose the AK over... First of all, I'm a poor guy, and I can afford an AK-47, and I can't afford a fucking AR. They are expensive as shit. Second of all, the AK-47 is more reliable. Say what you want, but you know it's fucking true. And third... The AR-15 is the rifle of the imperialist oppressor. It's a gun that you see in the hands of soldiers. It's a gun that you see in the hands of cops. And the AK-47 is the people's gun. It's the revolutionary gun. So I would rather, I just like them better. It's just like a preference thing, you know. It depends on your tactical situation, but consider this. Consider this. Okay? AR-15 might be more accurate than the AK-47 is. It is a lot more accurate, and I won't deny that. But 80% of all firefights take place within a range of 30 meters or less, which is considered CQB, close quarter battle. So unless you are a sniper or an assassin, you really don't need a very accurate rifle. You need a rifle that is going to kill every motherfucker in the room without jamming, and that's the AK-47. I didn't say anything about Russian Revolution, but it's been used in plenty of African revolutions. It's been used. It's been used in and it's the people's gun. It's the gun of the proletariat. It's the gun of the poor motherfuckers, and I like that. Well, you know, Ed the Fed, most rifles are more accurate than their operators. And the AR is more accurate than the AK, but most of that has to do with the fact that it's easier to be accurate with it. I have seen somebody get tight groupings on a target at 200 yards with an AK-47 running iron sights and no scope, and it was a Wasser 10. It was just a cheap Romanian Wasser 10. So they're not as inaccurate as everybody thinks. I don't have mine. My friend wants to enlist in the army in order to experience the thrill of battle, but he hasn't bothered to contemplate the negative repercussions of joining the military. That's a pretty common story, man. I think we all have that friend. And for me, that's fail card. Although he's not doing it for the thrill of battle. He's doing it to support the people he cares about financially, which is just about the most noble reason I could think of to join the military these days. And he has no illusions about the fact that we are a fascist regime and an empire, so he knows what he's getting into. Case, I once asked you if you agreed with the deadliest warrior outcome of Nazis versus one. Well, that show is retarded for one. That's shit. You know, would a Nazi beat a Viet Cong on a one-on-one fight? Yeah, absolutely. Would a Nazi beat a Viet Cong in an 8-on-8 battle? Yeah, absolutely. If it guys, yeah, the Nazis are going to win. Because the Nazis are better trained, better equipped, etc., and so forth. However, if Germany had actually fucking invaded Vietnam, they would have been repelled. We were fucking repelled. Because those motherfuckers were masters of guerrilla warfare. And it's hard to fight a motherfucker on their home turf. Well, when you sign the documents, you officially become the property of the government, in the government's opinion. But you're allowed to have an opinion of your own. That's the interesting thing about property. It's only property if we both agree it's property. Same with debt. Oh, you think I owe you this many thousands of dollars? I disagree. Doesn't that suck? What's up, Bendery? I don't know. I think they were pretty great warriors, man. At least some of them. I'd have to... I don't know. Because what you got to understand is that by the time the United States got into Vietnam, they were already battle-hardened and experienced by decades of fucking occupation. I mean, those, like, you really can't fucking put college kids that got drafted against their will against battle-hardened, seasoned soldiers who have experience and fucking expect the college kid to win. Even if they've got the hottest toys and, like, the fanciest helicopters or whatever the hell the case may be. We need to toke? Alright, let's toke, baby. Where's my bong at? I'm about ready for that, actually, and then I'm going to work out after that. Go. Need some water for that. You know, I gotta tell you, pot is really helping me achieve my fitness goals because not only does being stoned let me like do more reps because like it's like an analgesic and like you don't feel the pain as much when you're like working out, but it increases your appetite so you can eat more and fucking gain weight. So when you see that scene in Pumping Iron where Arnold Schwarzenegger is smoking the joint, he knows what he's fucking doing. Clever man. Get to the chopper! Calming all the time. It's like I calm when I make love to a beautiful woman, and then I'm calming in the gym, and I am calming at home. So imagine how it is great to be me. I'm always calming. I love that guy. It's so, you know, like he's so much of an individual that anyone can kind of do an Arnold impression a little bit. You know you're unique when the impression of you is so easy that everybody can kind of do it. I hope you leave enough room for my fist, because I'm going to ram it into your stomach and break your goddamn spine. Like Louis Armstrong playing the trumpet, I'll hit that bong and break you off something soon. I got to get my props. Cops come try to snatch my crops. These pigs wanna blow my house down. Let's see. I have this pin that I usually use to like clean out my bowl, and I can't find it. Yeah, I'm just gonna get another one, but like open this thing. Wait, here we go. Shit, son of a bitch. Okay. Let's reposition the camera here, like so. There we go. No, that's no good. Alright, how about that? Yeah, that's good. Plug it, unplug it, don't strain. When I pick a fresh bowl, I clean screen. Who declined to alter whose presentation? She never complains when I hit Mary. So, Case, are you with the militia? Which militia, dude? You make it sound like there's only one. There's so fucking many of those. I take it that you have something against citizen militias, and you think that's a bad thing, and you just don't want to come out and say that. Because here's the thing, some of these citizen militias are total fucking assholes, and I accept that. A lot of them are right-wing, a lot of them are conservative Christians. You'd never catch me in, like, the Hatari or something like that. Then again, there's guys like the Montana Freemen who, like, make me giggle with glee at their very existence, because they're awesome. And there have been cases where militias really fucking showed the government up in great ways. Like, if you look up, there was a militia called the Gadsden Minutemen. I can't remember what state they were based out of. I want to say Kentucky. But they're called the Gadsden Minutemen. And they were getting ATF, not surprisingly. But instead of taking it lying down, what they decided to do was do a little bit of amateur detective work of their own. And they started following ATF agents around. And what they found out was that the ATF and FBI were hanging out at these little barbecues that they had, which they called the Good Old Boy Roundup. And they had signs as you drove in that said, like nigger hunting permits, $10 for the season, or like shit like that. Like, these guys were basically having Klan rallies, you know, while they were on government time, like while they were on your tax money. And they exposed it. And the really cool thing about that is that the Gadsden Minutemen had some black members in it. But if you believe the media or the fucking ATF themselves, or the FBI, or for that matter, you know, citizen militias are white nationalist groups, right? They are the racists. They're the fucking Nazis, right? Not the jackbooted thugs that kick down people's fucking door and steal their property and fucking take their freedom away, right? Right? They're not the Nazis. It's the redneck with his fucking trophy rifle that's the Nazi, right? So, I mean, I'm not saying that I'm like 100% behind citizen militias. I recognize that some of these guys are total douches, but a lot of them are pretty fucking cool. And if you don't recognize that, you just haven't done enough research. Shit, I forgot the water. If it was perp, I would hold it down, but it's Reggie, so I'm not going to do that. Pistol grip pump in your lap all the time, nigga. Popping motherfuckers like it ain't no thing. Cock Glock for your ass cause I'm married to the gang. They call me SmoothTerrorist. Alright, I'll stop. So are groups like the Oath Keepers, American Vet Defenders, etc. bullshit too? I don't know what the Oath Keepers are. I know what the Promise Keepers are, and they fucking suck a horse dick. I don't know what the Vet Defenders are either. Like, you're gonna have to fill me in on that. Dendery, if you were in New Orleans, I'd be glad to share. But you wouldn't need me to, because if you were in New Orleans, there'd be pot smoke in your face already. I hear the NOPD is pretty bad. Yeah, I hear the same thing, but they actually haven't fucked with me yet. I know they're bad, I'm not saying they're not. And I thought that within like a few months of being here, I would get like Jerry stopped or fucking pulled over for no reason. Get like, you got a tail light out, boy. It hasn't happened yet. I'm waiting for it to happen. I guess it's just a matter of time. But from all the people that I've talked to that live down here, they live here long enough, you will do a bid in the OPP. So I guess it's a matter of time before they get around to me. When I buy the van I'm saving for, I'm going to have to come down there and chill, Smooth. Cool. Sounds like a good time. You should paint it up like the Mystery Machine. Actually, no. You should paint it up like a metal Mystery Machine, like same pattern but like black. It'd be fucking awesome. What do you think of the National Defense Authorization Act? Oh man, you don't have to ask me that question. You know what I think. It's an abomination. It's fucking... It's outrageous. But what can I do? I mean... If nobody else cares, and I'm the only one who cares, I'm the only one who goes to jail, and... When you guys get angry, I'll let my anger out. What is your advice to those who want to survive America's downfall? My advice is not to try to survive America's downfall. Because if America falls, the world falls. And to quote Sean Connery from The Last Crusade, the armies of darkness will march all over the face of the earth. There will be nowhere to fucking hide. If America falls, they will fucking find you under a rock in South America and fucking throw you in jail. No matter where you go, you're gonna be fucked. So, yeah, I mean, we really are. We really are. That's true. The resistance movements aren't local anymore. They're not national anymore. They're global. And we're the front line. Because we have the privilege of living in this country, you know, the dubious privilege. And when you look at how much people are doing elsewhere in the world, it really kind of makes you feel like a lazy bitch to be in the position of really striking at the heart of these motherfuckers and not doing anything at all. Hey, don't say you Americans, I'm just one stupid American. I'm sure some people have heard of them. X. Alright, let me see these websites you got here. I'm sure you're getting me flagged by all kinds of FBI shit by going to this, which of course is half the reason I'm clicking. Oath Keepers, Guardians of the Republic, honor your oath and join us. Support the Oath Keepers. They're already turning me off because I'm not a Federalist and I don't give a flying fuck about the Constitution that says that slaves are 3/4 of a man and the founding fathers can suck my dick until their wooden teeth fall out, basically. What do we got here? What's the... I'm guessing the Veteran Defenders is like the same thing, right? 11/11/11 video. Declaration to restore the Constitution. Yeah, this is the same shit. This is just general Patriot movement stuff. Now, the Patriot movement, I like anybody who's opposed to the federal government, no matter who they are. That's why they say politics makes strange bedfellows. Even guys like the Nation of Islam and the Aryan Brotherhood kind of have a warm place in my heart because they hate the feds. But I don't share these guys' politics. I'm not part of that ideological mindset of the Patriot movement. The citizen militias that I like the best are the ones that are associated with the sovereign citizens movement. Because those guys tickle me pink. They're fucking, I love paper terrorism. I think paper terrorism is hilarious. Like Wesley Snipes. Fuck yeah, like Wesley Snipes. Can't use Billy Bob Thornton, that wouldn't be right. Use Wesley Pipes, man. Yeah. Wesley Snipes is an asshole? Or are you talking about somebody else? You talking about me? I am an asshole. Oh, Billy Bob Thornton. Yeah, he's an asshole. Man, I heard he, like, domestic violences on chicks. I heard he beats girls, and that makes me want to beat him. So Smooth, is America going to collapse sometime soon? In a lot of very real ways, it already has. They're using unmanned spy planes to, like, watch us now. We can be arrested and detained without a high-ass percentage of us are living below the poverty line. What has to happen in America before you say that it's collapsed? Does it have to be just a big smoking crater on the face of the earth? Do we have to be living in a pile of rubble? It has collapsed. I am not even sure what the real unemployment rate is. I stopped counting after it reached like 11%. Who was it? Untouchable J. Thank you, Untouchable J. Let's see what's going on here. Okay, that should solve the problem. YouTube's always changing their fucking layout though, and it makes it kinda hard to use it. Every 5 minutes they move the features, and I know they're doing it on purpose. It's obnoxious as shit. Hey, my uploaded videos still aren't there. What the fuck? Well, yeah, they are. Okay. Alright. Is that better now? Be my beta testers. Go and look. You live in Louisiana and so does TJ. Yeah, that's actually not a coincidence. I don't know, Fume. I think it's hard to imagine that it didn't get at least some extra attention, even if it was only like 1 or 2 views. What should be cheaper for us in the U.S.? Hold on, what did I miss here? I have one. Wait, oh, fuck it, I don't care. Smooth, why are you wearing a hat? Because I like hats. Hats make my head itch. No. Ignore it. I mean, a shirt would make your body itch if it was the first time you've worn one, you know? Case, can you elaborate on why you'd think fake Sagan circa 2008 was a douche if you could go back in time? I can't elaborate, but the only reason why is that, you know, I don't remember enough about. So. Hey, Mr. S, can I give Mr. S? I like that. Can I give ops to the Legion of Doom? They're an associate of mine. Why did you put quotes on associate? Like, what is that? Your pimp or something? But go ahead. Yeah, that's fine. This associate of mine. He's my crack dealer. Your voice is less annoying now? Really? You don't like it when I say, greetings, citizens of the motherfucking YouTubes. If you can't remember what you said, I'm a douche back then. Because I'm constantly changing into a different person. And, I don't agree with many people. I think most people are assholes, and that includes, like, former incarnations of myself. I'm a contentious person. Pretty much. Well, you know, I mean, it's not like I can't break bread with a douche. No, there's room for douches, Martin. I like to feel fresh. Fakey, you must have been quite special when you were a little child. Adorable yet uncontrollable, right? Yeah. Sounds about right. Actually, you know, the funny thing is, everybody kind of assumes that I have these radical views because there was some, like, pathogen, some traumatic formative experience in my life, but the truth is I was just kind of always this way, and my mother told me a story recently that illustrates that point. It's actually a few years ago that she told me this story, but she brought me to the Connecticut State Capitol building when I was 5 years old. 5 years old. And if you've never seen this, which I'm sure none of you have, why would you? It's like a grand cathedral Gothic architecture building topped with this opulent gilded dome on these like palatial verdant grounds. And she brings this 5-year-old kid to the state capitol building and notices that he's got a pissed off look on his face. And she said, "What's wrong?" And I was like, "This is what they spend people's tax money on?" 5. You know, I didn't have any conception at that age of my socioeconomic stance. I didn't know I was like a poor kid. But this ostentatious building, and I hated the elitist fucking jackasses who put it there. Like, I was already me. I already hated fucking authority at 5. And, you know, I think this brings us full circle back to the causal determinism versus free will issue of earlier tonight. Quite nicely. Did that really happen? Did my mom really tell me that story? Yeah, she did. You can't make that up. And if you think I am, Wikipedia the Connecticut State Capitol building and tell me it isn't exactly the way I described it. Yeah, I was like a little kid. I was like 5 years old, and I said that to my mom. So I've always been me. I mean, I've kind of always had this outlook, in a way. I didn't call myself an anarchist for most of my life, but then again, I was 15 years old before I started calling myself an atheist, and I never believed in God. It wasn't until I started reading Nietzsche that I adopted that term, that title. What do you think of agnostics? I don't know. I'm not sure what to think of agnostics. You see what I did there? I don't know about that supports free will. I don't know that that supports free will not existing. No, it doesn't. It really just shows that I've had a personality that's kind of remained somewhat consistent throughout my life. It's fluctuated at times, though. I mean, I was definitely like, I definitely went through statist phases, you know. I already mentioned earlier on I was like a Bush supporter for about 5 minutes. My mind changes sometimes. Agnostic is a stupid way to regard a position of belief because agnostic only refers to knowledge. Are you saying that faith makes God a certainty rather than just a theory? What are you saying? Well, Deus, it was right after 9/11, and we all went a little... I was a kid. What are you going to do? I like to think I've learned from my mistakes not to be so naive. I'm always trying to turn into more of a skeptic. Smooth, what do you think of the genre fiction versus literary fiction argument? I don't. Not familiar with it. I shaved my crotch once, and now it's all pokey. The trick is, don't shave, trim. Think about it. Dude, trimming is where it's at, Fune. Chicks love it. I'm telling you. Because you don't want scratchy stubble, but you don't want like those long hairs that like poke you up the nose and shit. So it's the perfect compromise. If you concede to this, then you also are stating that all other answers besides 4. What are we missing here? What? I missed the setup for this punchline. Well, it depends on the nature of the entity being disproved. Under some circumstances, you can be absolutely certain about certain knowledge. The bitches scroll. For instance, you agree with 2 + 2 = 4, correct? If you concede to this, then you are also stating that all other answers besides 4 are necessarily false. Therefore, we can be absolutely certain of this. Never will 2 + 2 = unicorn. No, that's actually not true. Maybe someday 2 + 2 will equal unicorn. Past experience doesn't prove the future, as Hume teaches us. Yes. Or however you pronounce. If I'm mispronouncing his name, then whatever. I mean, that's the hallmark of the autodidactic person, is that you mispronounce everything. So, if it's Hume or whatever, my bad, but I really don't care. You'd have to be elitist to fault me for that. Anybody know what the fuck straight dope actually looks like? I heard he's a fat ass. That's purely conjecture. Nobody knows what he looks like. I haven't read any Deus. Heard plenty of third-hand information about him, though. But the thing is, you know, I've outgrown this stage of letting other people do my thinking for me. Oh, hey, Paul's here. Nothing wrong with being a fat ass. Yeah, damn right. I made that argument earlier on tonight, before you got here. I said that being fat is an immutable trait, and therefore it's immoral to insult somebody for it. Did Paul leave? Where'd he go? There he is. Why the fuck aren't you a perma-op? I knew I had to make that YouTube video before people would start coming to this account. Didn't you get on to Captain Awesome for that once? I did, yes. I called that video the Fat Ass-phemy Challenge, in reference to the Blasphemy Challenge. Good times. Wonder what happened to Captain Awesome. I heard he became a stand-up comic or something. I don't know if I believe that, though. What happened to the Rational Response Squad? Who cares? Who bust your fucking windows? Nobody. There's a piece of wood sitting there. There's a couple videos of him doing bad stand-up to a small audience on YouTube. I didn't think he's making a career out of it. I have no idea. If it's not good, why would I click the link? Fakey, do you plan on living in Nolans for the rest of your life? No. I'm a gypsy. I do like it down here, though. I like the South better than the North. The Dixie boy at heart. More freedom and less pretension. You know, they say the South is racist, but the truth is they're just more open down here. Yankees hide their racism. And poorly. Fake, if you encountered Captain Awesome, what would you do? That's a good question. You know, if you'd asked me that a year ago, I definitely would have said that I would have kicked his ass, and that would have been the truth. But today, I don't know. I'd probably kick his ass. It's you know, I'm trying to learn to forgive people when you care about a lot. So I think it'd be hard to control myself in that situation. No, because I don't like the white t-shirts he wears. Yes, because of the sex tape. What kind of fucking question is that, dude? If he came back, would you have to pwn him? I don't know. I make decisions on the spur of the moment, Logan. You never know what I'll do. Could go left, could go right. I'm wacky. Wacky. Yeah, what he did was self-bonage. I mean, that's for sure. But there's different levels of self-bonage, and I think some of them you can recover from, and some you never fucking can. You know, I'm not friends with the Amazing Atheist before, and if you guys think I don't have compromising information about him, you are quite wrong. I could end that guy's YouTube career tomorrow. But the thing is, if you tell me something in confidence when you're my friend, and then you stop being my friend and betray me, you still told me something in confidence. And, it's against my code of ethics, and I follow my, it's not convenient for me. I try to anyway. So I would never do what he did. That is very true, Logan. And you know, really, it was a dumb, the whole "how taste my pee-pee" thing. I mean, it's just you know, that's your narrative on it, but we could just as easily say I stole your girlfriend. But you know, why are we dredging up ancient history? Who is Suicide Girl? Well, I know what the Suicide Girl models are, but I thought this was like a user with that name. I gotta go. My roommate's taking me to a punk bar. Ooh, good times. Maybe I'll get laid with a suicide. Oh, that's where that came from. Okay. All right. There we go. Maybe it would help if I read the comments in order. It's a wild idea, but it could work. If you saw a she-male that looked like Ocean, would you be aroused? Yes. It's a website. Do you know what suicide girls are? I do. You. Is that really true? So that's pretty cool. I'm dating a model right now. What do you think of the troll mentality? I have to wonder what's going on in their heads. I have the troll mentality. What's going on in their heads is fun and comedy and joy. And there you go. Why are there so many threads with I'm 22 years old and I've never had a girlfriend? There's a lot of 22-year-olds haven't had girlfriends. I think I can find some pics of a she-male that looks like Ocean. Do you want me to post the link? Do whatever you want, Untouchable. How are suicide girls seen? Do they all listen to shitty post-hardcore? I bet they all listen to The Cure. Or no, you know what? They probably all listen to Rob Zombie. I fucked a super fat chick who wanted to be a suicide girl. That's funny. They think you're being a funny retard when they troll you. You can't be a troll when you're an asshole in real life. That's a po. Huh? Hi, Twist Spear. Would I have sex with a BBW? I would, and I have. Many times. Where have you been, my Negro? I've been around, doing my little thing. I couldn't get through a Rob Zombie song. Really? I can. I like him. But I'm not gonna like throw a fit and kick you out of here for saying that you don't like Rob Zombie. Because what kind of retard would do that, you know? Yes, you're resorting to childish name calling to rationalize dismissing trolls. This is why they laugh. Untouchable J is still on the porn sites mining tranny pictures. Case, do I redeem my ops? Sure. Because it'll make you happy. Trolls are assholes. But some of them really are. Like, if you're trolling, like, kids with disabilities and shit, you're an asshole. Have you ever become sexually dissatisfied from masturbation due to the sheer fact that you don't know what categories to choose from? I've never been dissatisfied with masturbation. And it doesn't matter how much actual sex I'm getting, like, I'm still gonna fucking crank my shit a few times, because you have to. You gotta stay in touch with your own sexuality. Anonymous hacked and invaded the seizure medical forums and posted seizure-inducing videos. Yeah, I know they did that. And that was lame, I think. I mean, I just don't find it funny to attack, like, a vulnerable opponent. I don't know. What do you think of peaceful protests? There's nothing wrong with them. But there's also a time. What are we watching here? Oh, we're watching she-male porn. You're gonna get me kicked off, like the... What am I worried about? I'm smoking pot on here anyway. They don't care. I think BlogTv's given up on banning me because, you know, they already IP banned me and I just changed my IP, so...